we'll start with the next topic. Okay, here this is nothing but triggers. Okay, so what was the problem in assertion was, so here normally we used to give some constraint in assertion, but particular action we never used to take it. So by default, database or system whatever you are operating, that's database system normally used to take the action part. That is nothing but if any uh, command or any thing you want to insert the any rows or anything, if it violates that command, that your assertion, so that time automatically what will happen is it will not allow you to execute that command. Okay, so directly you used to get as a error thing, but now some action part you can do it. Okay, so if any constraint violates, then something operation you can perform it by using triggers. Okay, so that's why triggers came. And normally assertions, when it will operate is whenever you are trying to insert something row. Okay, so that time it will operate it. Okay, so but triggers you can check it for any updation also there, anything if you want to delete it that time also, or insertion also, all three times you can check it. So here this is how actually your syntax look like. Okay, so create is there, keyword, trigger keyword is there, then you can give one particular name to a your trigger. So after that will be having the, so when you want to execute it. Okay, so that is something, but if you return, if you saw here, we have option as a after or before, two things. So when this trigger has to perform, so there's something but before entering happening that event, so it will check it. Suppose you want to insert a row. Okay, it will check it. So if before inserting the row only, it will check the condition and perform the operation, or after inserting the particular row, then perform the operation. Okay, but when you want to perform some action part, whatever action part is there, that when you want to perform it, so after execution of that command, whatever command you are giving it, so after that or before that. Okay, so we'll take one example, we'll come to know. Okay, so one of these options you can give it. Okay, so and here there's a triggering events. Okay, so more number of events you can give it by giving as a or. Okay, so there is nothing but when while inserting only, or while deleting, or while updating, or in combination of these three. Okay, so here insert, delete, or update, whatever these things are there, so that time you can perform this event, so that you can mention it. Okay, if you are not mentioning by default, normally it will be the insert only, so you can insert all three. Okay, on which table you want to perform it, that also you can give it. Suppose if you have more number of tables, you can give more number of tables also. So in general, normally trigger will be performed on single table only. Okay, then for each row. Okay, so what is that for each row? When we will take the example, I will explain it properly. Then on which condition this trigger has to perform. Okay, so this then you will be having the condition, so on which condition this trigger has to perform. Then action part, what action, if this condition is true, what action part you want to do it, so that will be there. So this action part is generally something as a, it will be as a stored procedure or one SQL block. Okay, so what is stored procedure, we'll study it later. Okay, so here this action part you can give as a one stored procedure or SQL statement. Okay, SQL statement is nothing but again select star form, like that, anything you can give it. So one SQL command you can give it. Okay, so that will be there. So now we'll see one example. Okay, so here one example is something but we would calculate the total salary of each department. Okay, suppose if I inserted any employee. Okay, so his salary will be inserted, so whichever department he belongs, that salary also automatically it has to update it. Okay, okay, suppose if I updated any employee's salary also, automatically that department total salary has to be updated. Okay, so like that you can give it. Now we'll check it for the only for the insertion. Okay, so whenever you are inserting one new employee in a employee table, okay, so total salary of that department has to be modified. Okay, so how we can do that one? Okay, so because the total salary is nothing but we don't have any particular column will be there. Okay, so overall thing it will be there. How you want to check it, something maybe sometimes you will be having the constraint as a, so each department should have maximum 5 lakh of salary. Okay, so maybe in some company you have some different 3 departments, so that employees should have maximum 5 lakh of salary, so you should not violate those things like that. Okay, some constraint should be there. So, okay, so like that, if you have anything, so how will perform it? Okay, so here you saw here create, then trigger. These two are the keywords. Then one particular name you can give it any name. So here we given as a total underscore constraint. Okay, that is total sal underscore constraint. The total salary constraint, whatever he given for that one name we are giving. Then after inserting only we have to do it, because that employee we inserted inside a table. Okay, so then that employee's salary will be taken for a considering for the total salary. Okay, so that's why what we're doing is here after. Okay, sometimes you have to do it before. Okay, so when you will do it, this one as a before is nothing but some maybe for a deleting some entry inside my table, some operation you want to perform it. Okay, so that time you can write it as a here before. Okay, so now I am writing as a here as a after, that is something after insertion of in one row. Okay, so that you have to do it. Okay, so this trigger you have to perform it. Okay, on which table? Okay, so here table name we given as employee. So on employee table, if you are performing any insertion operation, okay, here insertion operation, then you can do it. Okay, then here for each row. Okay, so what is this for each row? We'll discuss it after discussion of this entire thing. Okay, so for each row, then when condition we are writing it, so here condition is new dot d number. Okay, so whichever row you are trying to insert inside my database, for that we'll say as a object will be there, that object is new. Okay, so new dot d number is nothing but that object, that is nothing but whatever row you are inserting in that object, d number is the attribute. Okay, so now we are checking is not null. Okay, if the department number is not null, means he belongs to particular one department. Okay, so if he belongs to particular one department, then you have to update the salary of that department. Okay, so how we can do is, okay, so how we can do is here we're writing a one SQL query here. Okay, so that is nothing but update department name. Okay, so department table name we're writing it, then update set, then condition. Okay, so here set is nothing but total salary, for an attribute we're creating it. So this total salary equal to previous total salary plus new salary, that is nothing but whatever here we took it as a one row you are trying to insert it, that is a new object will be there. Okay, so new dot that attribute is salary. Okay, so that part will be added to the previous salary and total salary will be modified here. Okay, then where condition is d number, that is nothing but in department table d num whatever is there, that should be equal to whatever new row we got it. So new row whatever we got for that whatever new row in that department attribute. Okay, so department attribute, if it is matching that department related information, we have to modify it. Okay, so here if you saw, what we're doing is after we are giving, that is nothing but after inserting the row you have to perform this operation. Okay, so before that you can't perform it. Okay, so here we are giving as after condition, after inserting, okay, that particular row inside a employee table, this entire operation has to be performed, that is update operation has to be performed. Okay, so this is normal update command, we return it. Okay, and here you are writing as a for each row. Okay, so why you will write this is a each row is nothing but trigger will operate on two things. Okay, so that is for statement. Okay, so there is nothing but a particular one statement or particular one entry of rows also. Okay, so what is the statement is nothing but in one statement. Okay, so we can modify n number of rows. Okay, so for example, if you remember previously when we were studying the update command, so that time we studied as a I think pocket money, we used to take it as one example. So pocket money of all the students we modified by 10%. Okay, so the one shot, there's a one command we return it how many rows modified, that is all the rows inside my database. For that it's modified it. So here this trigger should happen for each row, it has to check it, then it has to modify it. Okay, so that is each row something, if you are inserting that for each row you have to do it like that. Insertion operation, now whatever we studied is nothing but one row at a time we are inserting it. Okay, so you can write a command such a way that one shot you can insert 10 rows also. Okay, or 15 rows also. Okay, so for all those rows it has to check it and it has to modify it. Okay, so that's why you are writing as a each row. Okay, so those things will come whenever you are writing a front end kind of things or XAMPP server or WAMP server, those will support it. Okay, so like one statement, from one statement you are inserting n number of rows also. Okay, so that were not studied it, but normally your SQL supports that one. Okay, so how many statements, whatever you have it for all those things, what you have to do is here you have to perform for each row, you have to perform this operation. That is, if you are inserting for 10 rows, so for each row you have to check the department number, and for all the department numbers you have to modify the total salary. Okay, so this part you have to do it. So that's why here we are written as each row. Okay, so it will take it as a whatever rows you are inserting, those all things it will take care. Okay. Any doubts in this one? Yes or no?
Okay.
So here, okay, so this is what triggers is nothing but the first assertion you had. Okay, so their problem operation part was not there. Now operation part is nothing but, so if something constraint is violated or something is there, that is here we are checking the constraint as this is nothing but if department number is not null. Okay, so if it is not null, what you have to do? That is the action part kind of things. Okay, so here trigger action, whatever we are writing this part, like this you can modify it. So these two are the nothing but you had as a assertion then trigger. Okay, so next concept we'll study, that is views. Okay, so I think while creating table or sometimes while running the some command, select command, you may got the some error as a table or view is not exist. Okay, so if you observe that one, something used to come as a table slash view is not exist like that. Okay, sometimes. Okay, so if you are trying to access one table which is not there in our database, that time that kind of error you will get it. Okay, so what is view is nothing but, suppose I have as a one query. Okay, so that query frequently I am using it. Okay, for example, here we are taking as a number of employee who works on particular project. Okay, so which project he is working it. Okay, so this query frequently I required. Okay, so what will happen is, suppose if I'm running that one. Okay, so here, okay, so here employee name and in which project he is working for that purpose. So I require three tables: employee table, project table, on which project he is working, project name will be there inside a project table, and works on contains the actually who is working on which project. Okay, so that's why three tables are required. Okay, so here what we'll do is this query continuously, if you are required, maybe every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes if I require this one. So what will happen, every time we are doing the Cartesian product. Okay, so first these three tables Cartesian product, then these two conditions you are applying for a join operation to remove the spurious tuples. So every time this operation will continuously, it will repeat it, and you are wasting your time in doing this one and fetching the same data and keeping inside a RAM. Okay, so then this operation is taking a more time. If I require something this kind of thing frequently, why can't I keep this result itself in a some place? Okay, then that result only frequently I will use it. Okay, so to do that we have as a view. Okay, so it's nothing but, so is here view is nothing but some virtual table you will create it. Okay, so here frequently whatever queries you are running it, those queries output will be kept inside a, some virtual table. Then that virtual table will be given to the whoever is asking that person only. For the that user will give the that virtual table only. Okay, so here this is nothing but basically database is there as it is. So on top of that, whichever query you have for that segregated result, we are keeping somewhere else. Okay, so how we have to implement this one? Okay, so to for implement we have actually two procedures. Okay, so that is nothing but here we have say query modification and view materialization. Two things we have it. So okay, so what is that performance? Okay, how we'll create the view, we'll see it. Okay, so here to create this view, so how what is there is this create, then view, these two are the keywords, then view name we have to give it, then as. Okay, so here actually your SQL query will write it. Okay, so next time instead of writing this entire SQL query directly, if I written as this name, view name, automatically it will take care. So it means this entire query you are running it. Okay, so for example, here what we are doing is same example, that is nothing but employees working on a particular project, that information. Okay, so here we are writing as a create view works on view. Okay, we given one name works on view here, as we're saying as this entire query. Okay, so this entire query. So next time if I return as a select star form works on view, if I given as a this entire query will execute internally and it will give the result. Okay, so only I have to use this much only. It's nothing but you can create as say as a this is a shortcut for this entire query. Okay, so in shortcut you return it like that. Okay, so this will create a virtual table. That virtual table is nothing but now we have here we are extracting four things. Okay, first name, last name, p number, hours. Okay, that is the first name, last name, p number, hours. So here entries will be there. This is actually your virtual table will be there. Okay, so like that one more we can write it. So here if you saw here create view department info. Okay, so for that we can use something name also. Okay, so attribute name we can give it. So if you saw here we given as a here first name, last name, these things. So whatever attributes are there inside this table, those names only we given as it is. Okay, so now you can give a particular name of the attribute for the columns. Okay, so here we are giving us a department number, name, okay, number of employees, then total salary. Okay, so three things we are giving it. So these are not there in actually your table, so you are calculating it and you are keeping it. Okay, because I am using this query frequently, that is something. But in department how many employees are there, what is their total salary. Okay, so suppose I am using this query frequently, so I will create a one view that is a department underscore info. Okay, so if I created this view, for that three columns I require: department name, number of employees, total salary. Okay, so one virtual table will be created like this. Okay, so here select. So what we are doing is department name I want, so d name. Okay, so count star mark and sum of salary. Okay, so there is a count, whatever we will get to star, you are saying is there is nothing but a number of employees, how many are there inside that department. Okay, and sum of that salary, total department salary will display it. So from department table and employee table. Okay, so two tables. So what we are doing is we are merging it. So here we are doing the join operation. So that is in that department how many employees are there, that for that purpose we are checking it. Okay, so in front of employee table dnum is there, so whoever belongs to that department, so that we are taking it. So those many people are there. Okay, and in employee table only we have the salary. Okay, so that is the salary part. So here we'll take the salary, total salary, will identify it. And group by what we are doing is department name. Okay, so while entering inside of this table, so only how many departments are there, those many entries should be there. Okay, so if I have say three departments only, so three entries should be there in this virtual table. So three department names, then number of employees, then total salary. So that's why we're grouping by here d name, that is department name. Okay, so like this is it. So when you are implementing this one, okay, so that is, this is what just we created the view inside a database. Okay, so whenever I will write this part, that is a create view, this part is nothing but inside a database I'm keeping as a just a one view. First time when you will access the view, so that time only physically this actually your query will be executed. Okay, so I'll repeat once again. So whenever you are creating a view, this is nothing but one query or one command, you can say it, you executed and it's not done anything. It's saying as a this name is given for this query, this much only. Okay, so this department underscore info is given for this entire query. Okay, so if I did this part, so now if I given as a select star form department underscore info, that is nothing but I am trying to access the actual this value. Okay, so that time actually it will execute this entire thing. Okay, that is the first time whenever you are giving us a select star form this one, so that time it will actually it will execute it. Okay, so now you will get the result. So this result you have to keep somewhere, that is nothing but virtual table. Okay, so to keep that one somewhere, you have the two implementations. Okay, so first implementation is nothing but that is a here query modification, second one is view materialization. Okay, so here first one says the query modification, there's nothing but, so actually we will not keep the result. So every time what we'll do is every time again as same as that of this one executing, we'll do it. Okay, so it is nothing but we're bluffing the user. Any doubts in this one, or if you are getting? Okay, to implement this one, we have as a view. So here, so virtual table has to be created. Okay, it has to be created, but okay, but we are not created still. Okay, so it has to be created if we did like this. Okay, so system for to do this one, two things, two ways to implement this one. First one is will not create the virtual table only. Okay, we'll bluff the user and we'll say as a, so whenever you are executing the create you're accessing the view, that is a department underscore info. So that time I will create the table, then I will give it. Every time I will create it. Okay, so it's nothing but executing the same this command only. Okay, this is the first way. Okay, okay, here will not create this table, will say as a user as a we have created. Okay, okay, system will say as a you have created, don't worry, you query it, I will use the result, like that it will say it. Okay, so what it will do is whenever you are querying it, so you are accessing the this department underscore info, so that time it will execute all the things again. Okay, it will give the result. So it's indirectly you are running the this entire select command only. Indirectly there's the same thing is happening. It's a one way of implementation, that is itself is a query modification. Okay, then second one is view materialization. Is nothing but whenever first time you are executing, so it will actually it will create the table and it will keep inside a RAM. Okay, so inside RAM it will keep it. So next time onwards whenever you are querying it from that RAM it will give it. Okay, so this is the second way of implementation. Okay, so what is problem with second way of implementation is, suppose if I modified here, I have as a department table and employee table. Okay, so what will happen is I have created the view and I kept the result inside a RAM. Okay, so suppose I modified department table. Okay, so department table something I changed it. Okay, so that time it will modify in your actual database. Okay, so the view is there. So after that I am inserting one department entry. Okay, new department I am inserting it. So what will happen, it will modify in your actual database, it will not modify in RAM. So RAM contains the invalid information. Okay, so if I kept the virtual table particularly inside a RAM, so it has the invalid information. Okay, after that if I modified anything, any of these tables which view contains, now if I modified that one, so it will be having the invalid information. To avoid that, normally we will go for a first method only. So it's an almost no use of that one. Okay, so second method only will give the some efficiency. That is, if I have as a virtual table, so that time only it will give the some efficiency. So that time whenever this view will be created, so internally system what it will do is, so it will check the how many tables are involved in this one. Okay, if any modification is happened inside this one, maybe update or insertion or deletion, anything is happened, so by default you have to make sure that inside RAM whatever content is there, that is a completely invalid and you should not give that result to the user. Okay, any modifications is happened inside these tables, so automatically what it has to do is it has to keep one marker or one status inside a RAM as a whatever data is there inside RAM, that is a invalid information because one of the table is modified here, like that. Okay, so then next time again if I'm querying this view, so again you have to execute the entire command, then you have to give the result. Okay, so every time it has to do it. So internally like this system has to perform it. Okay, so this is the second way of implementation. Okay, so now one more thing we can see is, suppose if I create it as a view, so I have some attributes. Can I modify any attribute of these things? Okay, that is something about department name or number of employees or total salary. Can I modify any of these things? Because this is again a one table only. Okay, so if I have one table, so inside that table some rows will be there. Can I modify that rows, like that? There is a question mark. Okay, so here for this one, yes, you can modify it. So there's a depending on again constraint. Okay, so maximum times views, if it is not affecting anywhere any table, so that time only you can modify it. Okay, so otherwise you can't modify it. We'll see one example. Okay, so suppose I have in this example only, so here if I have as a department name, suppose ABC, 5 employees are there, total salary is suppose 1 lakh. Okay, So I have ABC name, total five employees, total salary is 1 lakh. So suppose I want to modify as a total salary as a, instead of 1 lakh, I want to modify as a 1.1 lakh. Okay, so what will happen? So 10,000 is increased inside a department salary. Okay, inside department salary 10,000 is increased, but actually it has to reflect in any of the employees at least. Okay, at least one employee should get the hike, then only department salary will increase. So in department you have 5 employees, so to whom you will increase it? So that is the next question. So how you will increase it? So what criteria will put it? So those all things will come. So that's why normally views you can't modify it. So there's nothing, but you can't update it. Okay. So normally here whatever views are there, that you can't update it. So if it is not affecting the any of the tables information, or any clashes it is not modifying, then only you can update it. Okay, so for example, maybe name. Okay, so if you are changing the name, so automatically it will change in department table also. So department name here, if I modified, so inside a department, whatever that entry is there, that also if it is changing. So instead of ABC name, if I given as XYZ name here, so this indirectly in department table, if it is modifying as XYZ, fine, no problem. Okay, so because so all employees are belongs to that ABC department, that only you are modifying as a XYZ department name. Okay, so it will not give the any problem, it will not make any conflicts. Okay, so that time only you can modify it, otherwise you can't modify it. So whenever you have the total salary kind of things, if you increment, so that time it will not allow you to modify it, it will give the error. Okay, so in general, maximum softwares, they are not providing any update part also. Okay, because this kind of constraint will come, and to identify is it a constraint is there or not, any conflict is there or not, that part is very difficult to implement it. Okay, so maximum times they will not allow you to update the view only, maximum softwares. And this is, since this is theoretical only, we can say as a you can update the view. Okay, so practically maximum times you will not get maximum times you will not get as a updation on views only. Any doubts in this one? No. This part. Okay, so and here, so how we'll query the view, this is nothing but here, so whatever we created works on view. This view we created, how we are accessing is nothing but select first name and last name. So here we had as a 4 thing: first name, last name, p name, and hours. We had 4 things inside this view. So in that, these two only we are taking, first name and last name. Okay, so first name, last name we are taking from works on. So okay, here it has to there as underscore view, whatever we given name. Okay, works on underscore view, this has to be there. So it will come as an underscore view here. Okay, then if you want to give any condition, you will give it. So we are working on project product X, so that employee's name will come. Okay, first name, last name. Okay, so if you want to drop that view, again you will use the drop command. Okay, so drop view, then view name you have to give it. Okay, so it's the same as that of table dropping. And here in from clause, if you saw here, we are giving the actually view name. Okay, so whenever we will give this one as a view name, so normally we'll call this one as a, that one as a inline view. Okay, so like table only, if you are using it, so that time we'll call that view as a inline view. So the one more kind of calling the view only. Okay, so inline view normally we'll say it. Any doubts in this one?